50s, and I was always a very sexual person. I'm married to a great guy who I love, but our sex life is lacking. It hasn't always been this way, but in the last couple of years since I had a partial hysterectomy, I have very little sex drive. Is that true, that if you have a partial hysterectomy or a complete hysterectomy, it changes your libido?
You know what? It can, for two reasons. One, and what she's saying is her libido and her ability to reach orgasm. So this will, something that I think will annoy you in the way it annoys me, is that we have unbelievable amounts of anatomical research on men, on the crucial nerves and blood vessels that are central to the sexual function. They now go in with robotic little surgical machines to do a prostate surgery on a man to make sure they're sparing every nerve. They haven't even mapped the nerves and blood vessels that are central to a woman's sexual function that are all in our pelvis. So they just go in and cut, and they don't, it's the luck of the draw basically, whether you end up with sexual function or not, and the research kind of flushes that out on post-hysterectomy. So if you, before the hysterectomy, you were having horrible pain, horrible bleeding, then your sex life may actually improve afterwards. But if you had a hysterectomy for some reason that wasn't necessarily affecting your sex life before, you may, once the uterus is removed, especially if you had vaginal orgasms with those deep pelvic floor contractions, your uterus contracts during orgasms as well. So if you had those before and now you no longer have your uterus, they feel much less intense. In addition, if they accidentally cut some nerves and blood vessels that are central to your sensation, then you may lose some sensation and ability to reach orgasm.
This is a huge issue.
It's a huge issue. It makes me so mad. Up until about 10 years ago, it was the most common operation performed on women, and now it's, she's just past her reproductive years, doesn't feel like having kids anymore, just take it out. And the other thing is, once you take out the uterus, even though you still have the ovaries, and I think that's what she means by a partial hysterectomy, they atrophy without the uterus, and the ovaries are producing testosterone and estrogen, and they produce significantly less after a hysterectomy.
And you need that for sexual
libido.
You
need that for libido and sexual response and lubrication and everything else. So talk to your doctor. The main thing is not to get the hysterectomy unless you absolutely need it. And to talk to your doctor about the potential of hormone therapy, because it may be that testosterone, estrogen, if you're a candidate for that, would help alleviate some of these symptoms. And also there's been some research, even though Viagra really doesn't work for most women, it does seem to help with arousal for those women who have medical reasons why they're no longer able to get physiologically aroused. So if your blood flow isn't happening to the same degree, a medication like Viagra, if you talk to your doctor about it, may actually help with your arousal.